Just sitting there.
Hey, look, pencils down means pencils down. It doesn't mean audio tracks of Doom down. No, of course not. So this is the scene in Chuck versus the Undercover Lover that we've already referenced before with the excellent fight scene that Baldwin and I were strapped together. And the whole other storyline is Captain Awesome and Ellie, and they're kind of going through this like couple issues as a couple. And
he wants a washing machine.
He wants a washing machine, and she wants a plasma, which I thought was genius. And so
you know what we did there? We took the thing.
Oh, you just kind of
flipped it.
Oh, is that what?
We flipped it
It seems so simple when you're actually.
A week's worth of work.
At least. Yeah. And so Morgan falls into the role of
retail therapist.
Being their retail therapist, exactly. Sure. And it's the clicking, and all of the little things. Like they'll say something, and he'll give them this look of like any therapist would have like. It's that look you don't want to see from your therapist of like, oh, you've got really big problems. You start writing something, and I was watching, and I couldn't. All the scenes that I picked were just things that I felt like when they just tickled me. They tickled me. I would be on set, and I so appreciate the cast that we have, and you guys did such a fantastic job putting us all together, I think, and Patrick Rush, of course. And so I was tickled by it.
Also, Morgan, you're actually genuinely trying to help them.
Yeah.
Even though it's completely in your best interest to destroy Captain Awesome and Ellie's relationship and make your move.
Right.
When push comes to shove, you're there for them.
Yeah, I think so.
But that's what makes him an endearing character.
That's right. He's not like a classic slasher.
No, he's not.
He's more of like
he wants Ellie. He's always wanted Ellie, but he's also like still a gentleman in some weird Morgan-esque way.
Well, yeah, like Ellie's drunk and kind of passed out and sort of
the no-touch policy.
Nothing. Yeah. It was sort of. I thought it was very sweet and sort of whatever.
Yeah.
It was like, and
you don't let it go creepy.
No.
Plus, you have a girlfriend at that point.
Well, that's the other thing too. Then at this point, you do have Anna kind of curbed my Ellie lust, I suppose, slightly.
Except when there's food involved.
Because there's a line that says, "You always be a sister. You always like a sister to me,
right?
Sister, I want to have sex with."
It's such a great.
So it's always a little bit of
a great line.
So point for us.
Good.
A couple of points, I'd say.
I'll give it up.
So there you go.
5 on that one.
And again, I chose scenes based on like just how giddy I got just watching everyone kind of interact and do their thing, and Vic especially to me I think is just a funny guy. He's really, really talented, and this is an opportunity for him to really shine and see this Jeff and Lester dynamic, and in a different way. This episode especially
fleshed it out a little bit more. You got a sense of what they do after hours.
Exactly.
Just go to Bennigan's.
Just go to Benny's. I mean, there were so many takes where I broke so many times. I couldn't. It was so hard to look them in the eyes as they were doing their thing, and then of course Baldwin getting to lay down the law.
Just that there's a universe where like Casey and Jeff and Lester share scenes together.
I think that's one of the genius things. Again, point for you guys. That you did.
So well played.
But so well played. That by putting Casey in the Buy More, just immediate gold, because you've got this guy who, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure he's had plenty of these undercover kind of gigs, but to be working in retail at a big box store, it's like a nightmare for him. It's a nightmare. And he's got to work with these complete doofuses.
Except I love when you guys will put in something like beat I'm about to move a grill master.
Like he starts taking pride.
No matter what he does, he takes it serious. So eventually, he wants to move merchandise.
Yeah. Don't blow a sale from
it. Be a new guy.
Could you talk about like improvisation? Because like Vic is notorious, and Scott too. At just like
infamous.
He'll do it once one way and then keep on changing it up.
Yeah, he's continuity. He's like an editor's like dream/nightmare.
I think that's ultimately what you want, is to have actors that are constantly trying to keep it fresh, and especially in comedy, it can become stale really quickly through all the rehearsal and all the takes, and to be able to constantly look at it from a new way while keeping the heart of what you're dealing with, but putting a little spin on it here or there. But it's all. I mean, for me also, it's when you're working really long days, you want the crew and you the writers and everyone to find it funny every time, Because if you keep doing the same thing, then eventually you can see the camera operator going, "Yeah, I've been through this."
Well,
do
you guys key off of that too? I mean,
yes. There's no greater nightmare than making something funny and not hearing a pin drop. You know what I mean? Like you're like doing a bit, and it's just like you have to get used to that because it's like, and you're doing it now with a separate sound. It's like nobody's laughing.
Right.
But until and it's like cut, and you hear, and you're like, oh, thank God.
Exactly. What else we got?